Since my fiance joined and we had a TPK, we have a new party. Ruby, an elven ranger, my fiance. Ricky, the half-orc barbarian. Gary, still a sorcerer. Ron is the DM, and I am now a human monk with a large black tattoo. We slowly get our party together and head to a new area to continue investigation. We find out we are hunting down a secret organization, and I discover the tattoo that I have is mystical. The party dynamic is all messed up as Gary, in the session he missed, somehow received over 6,000 gold pieces. We kept spending it and it never ran out, but we do know it was something over 6,000. And as such, he says that he is now our boss and is paying us. We all shrug and reject it, but he continues to act that way. Ricky is an extremely simple barbarian that is constantly eating meat out of the pouch. One session, I decided to follow him when he tried to sneak away, and I discovered that he was a serial killer that takes his victims' tongues and feeds them to the party. Ruby and my character actually do detective work and naturally become close, so we run it past the party that our characters are becoming a couple. The party agrees, but Ricky, out of the game, starts making inappropriate jokes about my fiancé. Gary starts making moves on my fiancé in-game, and she of course turns him down. We find out that my tattoo comes from a strange cult, and we decide to go investigate it. Before getting into this next part, I want to note that my character never wore a shirt, so the large black tattoo I had was always on display. During our investigation, we are attacked by some people. I rolled 2 crit hits and get told that my hand breaks because I was fighting against someone with armor, so we are easily defeated. As most of our party is down, I decide to use my god point to try and save us. But I don't get that huge martial arts display or even any mystic force. Nope, the guys we're fighting notice my tattoo. The constantly visible large black tattoo. They decide to take us to their leader, who invites us to join the cult. At this point, while we are making our decision, a new guy joins us, a rogue swashbuckler. At the end of the session, Gary agrees to join the cult, and I agree to follow to find out more about my tattoo. So the party splits. We get a little side thing that we do between sessions, and end up teleporting to the party who left us behind previously with an artifact we found from the cult. Now, between sessions, the rogue threw a massive tantrum about the DM not noticing him and all the rules that were different, such as Nat 1s count even when you have advantage, Nat 20s count even when you have disadvantage. My monk was not allowed to do any kind of free movement around the battlefield, such as leaping off small ledges for an attack, and if you have multiple attacks, if you miss one, you lose the rest. On my side, I was getting irritated as I was researching why religion disappeared in the game. Also, for every encounter, the creatures were resistant to non-magical attacks, so I was permanently doing half damage. The next session rolls around and literally nothing happened as the rogue was late, and when he arrived, he and Ricky sat down and discussed another game very loudly and never paid attention, so the DM decides to scrap the entire campaign. He eventually asked if someone else could run a game and he would pick up in a few sessions. I offered to run a full campaign and he said no. He decided to go with my fiance's idea, who offered to run a short game in a homebrew world with very low magic. We did a session 0 and one other session before Ron started complaining about Ruby's game having no magic, because his character couldn't do anything cool and was never noticed. This is after she spent the entire second session letting him roleplay and find small magical items, because he had already complained before. Ron decides to start his campaign again, and things get worse. I'm picking up a bit of favoritism here, and those special rules don't seem to make any sense. What do you all think about this DM's playstyle?